is absolutely about Messi and his domination in the MLS. He hasn't slowed down from the first second he's jumped on the field. He's scoring game after game after game. Whether they have 4 goals scored against them or 2 goals scored against them, he's finding a way to bring them back and win the game. This is a team that in the standard league, the MLS actual season is last on the ladder, right? This is a
Yep.
team now in the League Cup where they're beating all these teams who are on top of them and are progressing in a manner which is absolutely bamboozling people because they're winning. They're winning through a very ultra offensive formation because they have to, because their defense can't hold up. So they're outscoring teams.
Yeah.
So this guy, his domination continues. And just recently, Apple's announced a 6-part documentary series on Apple TV Plus, which we've spoken about earlier. We predicted this to actually
Yeah.
come.
Yeah. We predicted, obviously, I think a couple earlier this week, Apple, announced, they believe that now it's 2 million subscribers to the to the MLS package.
The
Now
season
that Messi,
passed. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, they've blown through their numbers. They have, their ratings and their impressions are off the charts into the billions. And here we are with Lionel Messi, leading Inter Miami to. They scored 21 goals in the 22 games before he arrived. They have scored 21 goals in the 6 games he's played, and he scored every time. And again, it's not just Messi. It's obviously some of the other. Alba scored tonight, and Sergio has been fantastic in the defensive midfield. I mean, they have made some very strategic additions, but this team, the way this team is playing, they played from behind one game and came back and won that. And here they are. Beating Philadelphia, who's one of the top teams in the table in the East. Inter Miami is at the bottom of that Eastern table, and it was a mismatch. Outshot 16-4, final score 4-1. I mean, it's every chance Miami got. It was on point, on frame, and beat the 3-time goalkeeper of the year in MLS. Blake. So it's not like they just scored 4 goals against a chump. This was on the road against a top team with a top goaltender, top coaching staff. I mean, and they knew what was coming, and it was 3-0 at halftime to a team that hadn't given up 3 goals in a game in over 2 years. So,
Wow.
what we are seeing, on right now, just with the impact that Messi is having is incredible. But look, we're a society that's gotten into Drive to Survive. We now got the quarterback series. We like Hard Knocks, and you're damn right we want to watch the Messi documentary because we're seeing what's happening on the field, what's happening behind the scenes. What was that arrival like? What is the day in the life? I mean, we did get a glimpse of, hey, he could go shop at Publix and no one knew who the hell he was. That didn't last long because obviously we saw the next time after the first game, he tries to go shop at the Adidas store and the entire city is waiting out front for him to come outside. So he enjoyed his anonymity in South Florida for just a moment. But look, we're an inquisitive society and we want to know. And we want to see behind the scenes. And so very wise for Apple, who's obviously got the rights, got the relationship. And they're trying to drive their content outside of, sports and their other products. This is must see TV and strike while the iron's hot. And I, for one, will watch. I know you will. And I'm sure that 2 million plus MLS package subscribers are going to tune in, whether Inter Miami is their squad or not, because at the end of the day, they're football fans, and we're watching the greatest player on the planet, still in his prime, do his thing with a club that was dead in the water before he arrived. So it'll be fun to watch.
Has this deal with Apple shown or put on show to the rest of the world that it can be done through streaming? It can be, you know what I mean? Or is it? Or are we jumping the gun here?
Well, it's a unique set of circumstances. Let's be honest. You're talking about, the player. I mean, it's a perfect storm at the end of the day. You've got uh, him coming off a World Cup championship. He's coming to a sexy market in Miami that already has kind of the cachet with Beckham. You get the opportunity to kind of roll him out in a tournament format. He's not coming in and saying, "Okay, we got 15 games to see if we can get out of the cellar and get into the playoffs." He gets a warm up. They haven't even restarted, their league play yet, and if they were re-ranking the tables at this point, I'm sure Inter Miami would be placed out of 15th and probably somewhere in the top four. But the fact of the matter is, they're starting in last place, and they're going to have to earn their way up the table. And if there is any indication right now, they're a team on fire, and they're not done adding personnel yet. But I think that this is going to be a pretty incredible run. It'll be fun to watch it play out, and look, I for one am a compelled consumer that is going to watch this. I mean, like I said, I'm as we said before, I'm somewhat pot committed a little bit with our client on the front of the Inter Miami jersey. So I at some point, it's work for me to watch the game. I got to watch our client in action. So
100%.
Yeah,
Awesome.
billable time, as they say.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I mean, I think the one thing people will say to you is, how do we sustain this hype? How do we keep people on Apple TV? I think that's like this retention is going to be a bit of an issue after Messi's departure, but it's still very, 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 very early actually.
That's 2026, and I anticipate there will be multiple global stars playing in this league by the time Lionel Messi has decided to hang up his cleats from the MLS and take his ownership position in Inter Miami. But I think he will change the global image of this league to the point to where Inter Miami won't be the only one loaded up with
Wow.
caliber talent.